Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it's so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by now. Here's JP.
All right, a hearty good morning to you, Buccaneers fans, Lightning fans, Rays fans. Ding dong, the Wicked Witch is dead. Woo-hoo-hoo. The Rays have been sold. Yes, the dark Stu Sternberg era off the field is over. It is over. Thank God. We will look ahead to brighter days here on the JP Peterson Show here today. You know we will. And Tim will try to coerce me into saying something good about Stu Sternberg. We'll see how that goes.
I'm going to try, but I'm not very hopeful.
To add drama to today's show, we'll do that. We got so much to get to. Scott Reynolds is going to join us at 10:30. TJ Rives, who had to step in for Gene Deckerhoff this weekend and call the game on radio. I heard his voice last night, actually on ESPN. They were doing the little collage of the weekend, and TJ's voice popped up. So we'll talk to TJ Rives as well. And we'll take your comments. It's going to be a fun day. We got injury news on Mike Evans we got to get to. Rob Higgins was introduced yesterday as the CEO. What a lot of pomp and circumstance there. Well-deserved. Interesting Lions-Ravens game last night. You got a great video of Greg Olsen just destroying Dave Portnoy. I can't wait to see that. The ACC is going to 9 games. Bruce Pearl says goodbye. Have some thoughts on that and the people that are crushing him. The Ryder Cup is coming up. Lee Corso's going back to FSU. What else I got? We got so much to get to today, bro. I'm excited. I got a lot of energy. Let's go.
It's a big sports Tuesday.
IndyCar Tim in our beautiful Dallas studio.
Yes.
I love the graphic you got up there today. That's new.
Yeah.
That's new. Man,
Well,
we got a lot of new stuff.
Yeah, how do you like that?
It's fantastic. Of course, we have our new studio here, our Kingmaker studio, which is absolutely insanely cool. Orestes Destrade, it will be coming on at the end of the show. Forgot to mention that to talk about, get his perspective. Longtime Rays broadcaster on the Sternberg era and what's ahead. He'll have some nice things to say about Stu. So we bring all opinions here. We welcome it all, except if you're going to get nasty and disrespectful, we cut you out. Bye-bye, B.
I can't believe I missed that. I had to be on a day that I wasn't here.
Yeah, he was being a big time a-hole. We don't put up with that. You can say whatever you want, but be disrespectful and add nothing to the conversation except negativity, and you're out. You're out. So peace out. He'll make another profile like he always does. He has like 25 different social media profiles, and he'll come back in. But we'll be on the lookout for you. So anyway, lots of good stuff to get to. What do you want to start with? The Rays new ownership? Is that what everybody wants to talk about?
Everybody's talking Rays, JP.
Ding dong, the Wicked Witch is dead. Can we sing that?
I don't know if it's copyrighted.
Ding dong ding. Remember that one from the Wizard Home?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's finalized, right? This came down yesterday. Something obviously that we have been talking about since February when we broke the story, and it really has gone almost exactly as we predicted and reported, that a group of Tampa Bay elite businessmen were going to buy the team, and that is, part of the group is Dan Doyle, who was a huge part and he almost bought the team last year as the principal owner 2 years ago. He's in there. Fred Ridley, the chairman of Augusta National and the Masters, is in there. There will be more local folks revealed. Workman, the anchor investor from Orlando, was brought in to add an extra influx of cash, which I think is a really big deal. Patrick Zalewski is going to be the point person, the managing general partner. The way this works in Major League Baseball is you have this group and they all come together and there's one point person, and that's Zalewski. And I thought Rob Manfred had a very good quote in there that he told the Times. He said, "It's good to go. It's official in terms of our internal processes, subject just to their closing, but it's always subject to that." He said, "I think Patrick is going to be a great addition, deeply committed to the Tampa Bay region." Deeply committed to the Tampa Bay region. Can I say that again aloud? As home for the Rays, and I look forward to them getting past the closing and starting to work with the club. And as we reported way back when, they are focused on Hillsborough County, and they are focused on Tampa. By the way, Ken Hagan will join us tomorrow. Big show tomorrow. Rob Higgins will lead it off, the new CEO. Ken Hagan will bat second as a second baseman at University of Florida, so he likes that 2-hole. So he will bat second at 10:30, and then Eric Erlinson will talk Lightning with us at 11 o'clock. So big show tomorrow, big show today. You're getting your money's worth. So Ken Babby is the owner of the minor league Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, who have had a renaissance in terms of they just put $31 million into their park. It is a beautiful, beautiful park in Jacksonville, draws huge crowd. This dude knows how to market and promote the team, which, again, is something that the Sternberg Group never did with any type of zeal or enthusiasm as other teams do. That's going to be a big change, and that will make a big difference in terms of getting people into the park. I'm guessing he will be the point person in terms of getting the stadium done in Tampa. And please, folks, like, man, I've heard so much negative. Why is there negativity about this group? Oh, we don't know. We don't know. We just don't know. It's like, I know what I know. The last group can't build a stadium. This group can't. The last group would not invest in payroll, bottom 3, bottom 4 payroll every year. This group wants to change that. This group has the pockets to get a stadium done. That's why they were chosen by Major League Baseball and the political connections to get it done. Where's the negativity here? I don't get this, because we want to hold on to the era that was Stu Sternberg. Get out of here. No, thank you. We're moving on. And having a team run the way it should run. I don't think a lot of people understand this, even though we've said it a gazillion times here. Not only were they not able or even wanted to get a stadium done, they were just jerking us around. And the cost in the millions and millions and millions of dollars to Tampa and St. Pete, the governments, the people, the businesses that wanted to be the Moffitt Cancer Center they were going to build there and everything else on the trial. I mean, we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars of great paying jobs and development. We've all been waiting for it, holding it up on both sides of all this stuff that people somehow forget about. And don't forget this, folks, the Rays, with revenue sharing, central fund money, all that, well over $300 million, and payrolls constantly in the 70, 80, sometimes touching $90 million. And people thought that was okay because of all the false narratives they were fed. Oh, nobody shows up. They don't have any money. Lies. No. And this group is going to put that money into the team, set it into their pockets. That's a big, they don't have enough money to buy. If they overpaid for, did they overpay? Because the Baltimore Orioles were sold for $1.7 billion. And if you know anything about the sales of franchises, especially when it comes to baseball, Forbes usually says, oh, it's 1.3, 1.2, and it goes for about 20, 30% higher than that. Happens all the time. That's pretty much standard operating. Everybody overpays. They overpaid for the Bucs. The Glazers did. Oh, did they? Look where they're worth now. Oh, Sternberg's overpaying for the Rays. There's $200 million. Oh, did he? Because look at what he's walking away with. I mean, silly, just silly. And what's it worth? $1.7 billion. Well, you have revenues up to $350 million without even marketing and really promoting the team. Trust me, they'll do just fine. Yeah. They'll do just fine. There's a lot of money in baseball, a ton of money in baseball. And when you actually pour it back into the team instead of into your pockets, it's amazing what the possibilities could be. So I'm extremely optimistic about this group. Why would they quote overpay if they don't have the money to run the organization? I mean, do you think these guys are stupid? You think Fred Ridley is a dumb guy? Oh, I'm going to stretch my money here and we won't have any money to run the organization or build a stadium. We'll just kind of, okay, now what do we do? Really? I think Fred Ridley's smarter than that. I think Dan Doyle's smarter than that. I think Patrick Zalupchi is smarter than that. I think Workman's smarter than that. I think Ken Babby's smarter than that. These guys have made a lot of money in their life. You think they're just going to, they're going to overpay for a team and not know what to do with it and have any money left over to run it? You really think that? Sounds kind of silly to me. Sounds kind of silly. I have a lot more faith in this group. I know what they're worth. I know what their plans are, and I can't wait for them to get started. And holding on to any nostalgia, look, I will. If Chris Lotfula can do it, Timmy, I can do it. All right. Okay.
Here we go.
Hold on, let me get a sip of this.
Here we go.
Straight hemlock. Okay, well, we won some games. Third most games won behind the Dodgers and Yankees since like 2008. We went to a couple World Series. Okay, that was good. I did a lot of innovative things. It's good. It's good. Stu brought that. We won a lot of games. So, there was a lot of new things. The shifts and everything that was actually bad for the game, and they outlawed it. Let's not forget that. As John Smoltz has said many times, you respect the Rays for innovation, but you don't necessarily like what they did to the game of baseball. They learned how to win in the regular season and make money. How's that good for baseball? Not really. It's good for the owners. Oh, sorry, I got off track. Anyway, yeah, so great innovation. We won some games. Great job. How's that?
That was weak. I get it.
It's best I can do.
That was pretty weak. Look,
Let
let me jump in here as an outsider and I'm not going to talk about Stu.
Please.
I don't give a crap.
Let me go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Go ahead.
I don't give a crap about Stu. But look, I understand all you guys being pessimistic about the new ownership group because you are so beaten down
Right.
with the current ownership group that you can't wrap your baseball brain around what good ownership is in baseball. So you're pessimistic and you're asking these questions and you have doubts. I 100% get it. All right. We had a bad baseball owner here in with the Rangers at the turn of the century that gave Alex Rodriguez a 10-year, $252 million contract that came up and backfired and bit us in the ass. Idiot Tom Hicks. Screw you. Of course.
He tried.
He also brought the Stars a Stanley Cup, so it's kind of like, eh. But look, I understand you guys not being able to comprehend and maybe forgetting what a good baseball ownership group can do for your city, for your team. It can put excitement in the stadium. It puts butts in the seats. You're going to get a new stadium. You're going to have a new ownership group. They're going to spend money. Just let the process work out here. Let it work itself out. Have some faith. Go get your Rays gear. Start wearing your Rays gear even in the off season because good things are coming. And JP, we're going to see a lot more of this in Tampa Bay.
Oh, God.
I know you don't want to.
No.
But it's going to be there until they change the logo.
I don't think we are. I think we're going back to the
But you guys just
Devil
give
Rays.
it a shot, okay? Let the process take its course, and you guys just give it a shot. I promise it will pay off in the long run for you and your baseball fandom. I promise. Just
okay. I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to be great. I really, really do. And I didn't mention Bill Cosgrove, the CEO of Union Home Mortgage, who is supposed to be the co-chair with Ken Babby. So another big money guy who knows what he's doing, and it's not going to get into a venture like this without the resources to push it through. Hey, I'm not saying these guys are going to be perfect and they can do everything perfectly, but they're going to get the basics down. Spend the money on payroll, spend the money on stadium the way it's supposed to be done. People, and to your point, Timmy, people have been brainwashed.
Yeah,
they have been brainwashed, and all these false narratives that we can't spend money. We're a small market. It's the dumbest shit ever. We're a small market. We're a small market. We're not a small market. We're the 11th largest TV market in America.
Isn't it the biggest market in Florida?
A small market is.
Aren't you the largest?
San Diego's a small market compared to us.
Y'all are the largest in Florida, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. We're bigger than Miami. We're bigger than Orlando.
Yes.
We're 11th largest market and growing exponentially. And by the way, to the east, not to the west, where they want to put a baseball stadium in St. Pete. There's nobody west. We're not building new subdivisions west.
I don't think there's room.
Kevin Costner's Waterworld is not here just yet.
It's a great movie, by the way.
Al Gore's prediction of Florida being underwater by 2013, he missed it by a few minutes.
I think he missed a lot.
Yeah. So we're, this is I can't understand the negativity at all. It's like whatever. But whatever. We're gonna be positive about this, and we look forward to a press conference coming up. I've been promised that Mr. Zalewski will be joining us on this show at some point as well. So I could not be happier how all this worked out. We reported it months and months ago. It has now come to fruition. We appreciate all the support that you guys have given us here, and we'll continue to give you the inside scoop on what's going on with this group. And I look forward to it. I look forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I know that our people are looking forward to it. Where's some of these great, as JS says, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we free at last. The sun is shining brighter. The air is fresher. It is a great day in Tampa Bay.
I don't know if we're allowed to use those words
says,
as white people.
It's almost 6 months to the day since Matt Silverman said the team isn't for sale. Oh God, that's just like, there have been so many special moments over the years, with this group. Randy having to buy his own tickets to get into Randy Land and say goodbye to the fans.
So
a playoff banner thanking Montreal, reaching out to Montreal in the middle of the playoffs, giving a big finger to the people of St. Pete. So bad that the commissioner had to call and say, take the damn thing down and apologize to the people. Just the tone deafness, walking away from the deal in Tampa, walking away from the deal in St. Pete that these people spent millions and millions and millions of dollars on. Why they don't sue, I have no idea. It's just one pratfall after another, blaming the fans, saying you're going to put all the money back into the team and payroll, blah, 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 all this shenanigans. And you're right. I think people have thought that's the best we can do, because we've had two horrific owners here. And I've said, no, folks, and having you in another market, having seen what can be done with response in this market. We all, the bozos we had running the Lightning, Oren Koulis and Dave Art Williams and some of these jamokes. And then the Davidson group came in, who owned the Pistons and was like, oh, this is what real ownership looks like. We win a Stanley Cup. And then we go through the coolest, and then Jeffrey Vinnick buys it. Oh, wow. When we have good ownership, you can win championships. Oh, the Glazers. Wow. Look at this. When you have money and you spend it on the team, we can, and go get Tom Brady and all the other accoutrement that he wanted. Look what happens when you're committed to the community, when you're committed to spending money on the product. Shocking development. Championships arise. Houses are full. People come out. Yeah, supporting the owner, supporting the team. Shocking development. Oh, you got another definition? I love how you do this, especially in the creamsicle.
Yeah, I just had to let everybody know, make sure they all knew what a jamoke is.
Go ahead. You can do the definition.
Jamoke is an ordinary, unimpressive, or inept person, typically used as a term of mild or joking disparagement for a man.
You know where I got that term?
Jamoke. I love it.
Our high school offensive line coach was a guy by the name of Victor Rapp. Coach Rapp from Brooklyn. Hey, you bunch of jamokes. Get off the ball. Stay low, you bunch of jamokes. Get out of here. Take a lap. Coach Rapp.
They don't make coaches like that anymore.
A bunch of jamokes. We're like, what's a jamoke?
Coach, you're hurting my feelings. I'm telling my mom.
He'd be disciplined for that.
Tarred and feathered and locked in a closet in the dark.
That's one of the calm things, the kind things we heard. I'll tell you what, my head coach coming up behind me in stretching with this beautiful blonde mane that I used to have coming out of the back of my helmet, saying, "Hey, dirtbag, I'm going to cut your hair right here. Like, you touch my hair, I swear to God, I will kill you." Anyway, so that's what a jamoke is. I was an all-pro at every sport in elementary school. Kenneth McClary says, good morning, Petermans. Hey, Stu, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Absolutely. Nathan Elliott, here we go. Yes, good morning to you, my friend. Bucs Rays Bowl says Chance Evans plays this week. There's a chance. There's a chance. And here,
he didn't have the MRI yet, right?
He's getting MRI today.
It's today. I know they postponed it yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything yet today. But it's according to Adam Schefter, it is a low grade hamstring strain. Not expected to be as bad as last year where he missed 4 games basically. So I think this week, listen, if Wirfs can't play and Godwin can't play, which I think they might be available. They might be available. We don't know yet. But I think, do you just hold Evans out? Do you just kind of lose the battle to win the war? I don't know. I think you got to go out and play every game. But if Wirfs can play and Godwin can play, and we can get to reshuffle the offensive line back to where it needs to be, looking at the All-22 yesterday, this defense is playing pretty damn good. They're not perfect. They're making a couple mistakes here and there, but this defense is playing damn good. I mean, Tyrod Taylor, really, honestly, at 36 years old, looks faster than Lamar Jackson did last night. What the hell's wrong with Lamar Jackson?
Lamar looks off, man.
What was that? He got sacked, 7 times last night? And just capitulated so many times.
7 sacks, 55 yards.
Yeah, he was not the quick, explosive Lamar Jackson of old. I don't know what's going on with him, but that was not he.
I think he's hurt.
He was getting tackled by white guys one-on-one, like multiple times last night. Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen that? I haven't, ever. And that's bizarre. When you see that, something's up.
But you know what I noticed too last night? Like, I've been covering and following the Ravens for, 4 or 5 years now. That might have been the best passing performance I've ever seen from Lamar Jackson as far as his accuracy down the field goes. Tight spirals in narrow windows. I was impressed, but you were right. Like, he was not mobile at all. He looked horrible trying to run the ball. And you could tell because of the 7 sacks, he didn't want to run. Like, he was trying to avoid running at all costs.
Yeah. It was different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just because my $400 parlay came up 13 yards short in rushing, had everything else. Yeah. That always taints your commentary, doesn't it? Yeah. Douglas Batista says, good morning, JP, Tim, and Petermans. Thank you for your accurate reporting from the start. You are welcome. A party after the official close of business, transfer to Salupski. I think that is in order, Douglas. I think that is in order. Absolutely.
It might be time to revisit this, JP.
What's that?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, ready.
While we're talking Rays.
Hey, just played in his book. Hot as hell. Shot 90. That's right, baby. Gonna go see Stu. But just tell the team, fool. We don't need you. Get out of Tampa. Take your ass to fucking Canada. That's right. Montreal that ass. Fuck you. Go Rays. Smack Blackjacks. That's right. We're gonna what? White Sox. White Sox. I don't give a shit about your Sox. Blue Jays gonna what? Go okay. Taylor Simpson gonna beat a cheetah today. Boom! Yeah.
Brandon.
That was me beatboxing to that.
Yeah.
Nice drip. Is that what you
call it?
Whatever
happened to Brandon?
That was outstanding. Who knew that Tampa and Canada rhymed? That was the best part of it. I'm like, damn, he just did that.
Only in a rap song.
That was fantastic. Rick says B has hired John Morgan to represent him versus Rays and JP. Those people in Tampa, they're going to get fleeced from these new owners. I'm out. Yeah, you're out. All right, John Morgan, because your lead investor just left you high and dry. Jeremy Lowe says, good morning, fellas. Bye, Bozo Stu. JP, the man, keeping us updated on the Rays being sold. You got it, brother. You got it.
Wait, is it Jeremy Lau or Jeremy Lowe?
I don't know. That's a good question. We need to know. Are you J Lowe or J Lau? We have to know. Inquiring minds. The dream is over for Orlando. Dreamers are dead. Yes, they are. Cody says Stu is a great owner at getting rid of our best players. Never could buy any player jerseys. Well said, Cody. See, Cody's trying to give him a little love.
He is.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Stu? What is your legacy? What do you think Stu's legacy is? Put it in the comments. Would love to know. Will the Rays be back at the Trop next year while new stadium details get figured out? Says Michael Wags. Yes, they are supposed to go back to the Trop for another 3 years, and we'll see how fast they can get the stadium done. They may have to extend it to Trop, but the Braves got a stadium done in less than 3 years, so maybe we can get it done. I don't know. I hope we can be in it by 29, 26, 27, 28, 29. I think that's doable. All right. What is that? Why are we doing that music?
Just the stadium in general, the Trop, repairing the Trop.
Repairing the Trop. It is a shit show, yeah. Thomas Casper says, people forget Stu's first idea was move the team to Las Vegas. That's right. He would have moved. If he could have moved the team, folks, he would have moved the team.
That was before he wanted to move to Montreal?
Yeah, at some point. And listen, if he could have moved the team, he would have. But Major League Baseball said, you're not doing that. Yeah, people forget that. And he wanted to move it to Montreal for half the season and said St. Pete is not a major league city. Like, completely dissed St. Petersburg. People forget that.
Yeah, Montreal didn't want him either.
No, not like that. Not in that situation.
No.
Yeah, come build us a brand new stadium for half a season. Oh, yeah, that works. William Madden says, morning, gents. Missed show yesterday. Did I hear right that they had a farewell to Stu moment at the game over the weekend? Yes, you did.
Yep.
There was a Stu tribute, which
he
is
played
fine.
ball boy too, right?
And he did play ball boy, which is fine.
I'm
sure. I'm sure they're all. Romano's column. All the employees loved him. They loved him so much. Did he give them $50,000 each? Like Vinnick did on the way out? I don't think so. They get anything? They got what Evan Longoria got when he came back to sell tickets. Nothing. Yes, and Stu wanted Montreal, of course. Yep. Michael says, would be a lot of money to spend if you didn't know what to do with it. Yeah, absolutely. Why would they do that? Michael Lewis said, do you expect the new Rays ownership to boost payroll right away? And will they keep the entire baseball operations people in place? I know they want to keep the baseball operations people in place. That's going to be up to Kevin Cash and Eric Neander, even though they're under contract, although you certainly don't want people working for you that don't want to work for you. Yeah. But I don't know why they wouldn't. Why would you? We're going to have more money for you and more resources. You guys want to stick around? No, we want to work for less.
Finally taking the handcuffs off in the end.
Yeah, I mean, why would they not? Why would they not? They first of all, I know Kevin wants to stay in Tampa Bay, grew up here, loves it here. Well, we're going to give you more payroll to work with. Oh, screw that. Why would they? We act like, they're not going to want this new group. Really? Why is that? New stadium in Tampa to look forward to and get out of the Trop. It's closer to my home, says Kevin Cash. And more payroll? Yeah. Well, why would we want that? People are so... Of course, why wouldn't they stay? Seems odd to me. Lonnie Wilkins says, look at the 2016 Cubs. They were good, and Theo Epstein had the killer instinct, and owners signed off and went all in for the modern-day playoffs. Look how that worked out. Something Stu never did. That's right. They got a World Series for the first time in 100 years plus. See how that works? Daniel Rivera says, good morning, gentlemen. I believe the stadium deal will be done by Thanksgiving at the earliest, and groundbreaking for a new Mary's Ballpark happening by opening day, either at Ybor Harbor or HCC. Oh, I like the way you think, mister. All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, the great Scott Reynolds is going to join us. We are brought to you by the great folks at Jeeves Law Group, JEEVES They are local, they are trusted, and they get results. So give them a call, get a free consultation, a free case evaluation at the JeevesLawGroup.com. Not a dirty spokesman. Offices Tampa and St. Pete. And the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. Go check out the beautiful Genesis Coupe and the SUV, the GV80. Gorgeous car, technology, luxury, and value through the sunroof. Value through the sunroof. Incredible pricing. Great lease deals going on right now at Genesis of Tampa. The Murphy Auto Group, best in the business. They'll give you 4 years of maintenance, and you never have to pay for things. And they'll come drop off a loaner car for you. You never have to leave the house or the office to get your car serviced. GenesisofTampa.com. Back in 3 with Scott Reynolds. Stay with us. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park. So free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at On-Site Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine & DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine & DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine & DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine & DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by this great group of sponsors that you see right here, including the great folks at Riveters. Always a great time at Riveters. We heard it was packed all weekend long. The great Donnie Abraham took his whole family over there, I'm told. They wanted to get a big seat, 25 people. and had a fabulous time. Incredible food, incredible service. All the stars hang out at Riveters, folks.
Wow.
Because of it's true. It's true. So go by we can't go before baseball games anymore. Those are maybe next year when they're back at Steinbrenner. So go on over for before the Eagles game this week. Riveters right there. Have a spaceship next door. It's easy to find.
My favorite spot.
All right, let's bring in the man, the finally coiffed, handsome face that runs the place at Pewter Report. Great, Scott Reynolds.
Thank you.
What are you wearing?
What is that?
What are you wearing? Wow, did somebody lose a bet?
Uh-oh.
No, you have Kin there now, right?
No,
What-
I'm just
what-
using some reverse psychology so my Kansas State Wildcats maybe get a win this week.
Seems
Well,
smart.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll see.
listen, the only way you're going to win at UCF is if Bill Belichick stays behind and coaches.
I mean, this is in
Oh.
Manhattan, so I mean,
UCF have to go on the road.
yeah, to
They haven't won a
man
big.
happiness.
They haven't won a Big 12 game on the road, have they?
No,
they won a Big 12 game.
well, not yet. I mean, they're 3-0, right? So soon to be 4-0 on Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, we're not.
You're capitulating already?
Already.
I'm just using some reverse psychology. I'm just going to talk crap about my school until they win. So.
You know
Because
what?
then
That's
I
not
might look
bad
like
play.
a genius, or I might be really happily disappointed. So either way,
I've got some breaking news that I think I want you to analyze, and
Okay.
I want you. I think you'll like this.
All right.
My good friend John Clark, NBC Philadelphia,
Yeah.
just posted
Mhm.
this.
Okay.
Said, I'm told the Eagles are changing their travel schedule to Tampa this year. They're going a day ahead of schedule on Friday
Right.
to acclimate to the heat. They may have a
Yeah.
workout in Tampa on Saturday. The Eagles
Yeah,
have
because-
lost 3 of their last 4 games.
Because a day will do that. You know, you spend
One
one day
day.
in Tampa, Florida. Whoo, you get used to the heat and humidity. I'm gonna tell you,
That's
it's a bold
silly.
strategy, Cotton.
That is silly. I mean, it's in their heads already.
It kind of is.
That's
I mean,
right.
I get it. Last year was brutally hot. I mean, it was hot last Sunday at the game, 120 degrees on the field temperature for that game. Expected to be a repeat of that. I don't know that, again, that a day is going to get you used to this heat and humidity. If anything, it might just tire them out even more. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Exactly. Get them out in the heat on Saturday.
And I
Definitely.
don't
Get 'em out
understand
there.
all of the 1:00 games in Tampa. They're a good team. You'd think you would want them in the later window, especially against the Eagles. Like even going into the season when they made the schedule, you had to know this was going to be a good matchup.
yeah, I'm with
I
you.
don't understand.
No lies detected. It just that's what time it is. It worked out exceptionally well for the Buccaneers last year. The Eagles clearly wore down and wore out in the heat in the fourth quarter. The Bucs stomped them 33-16. So I'm fine with it being at 1:00. Maybe the same thing happens again. So it's going to be an interesting game. I don't know about Mike Evans. I don't know that I want Mike Evans, to be honest. You know, if he can play, he will, and that kind of scares me a little bit because
Yeah, me too.
So, yeah, that was my question, Scott. Like
Yeah.
this appears like it could be a real dangerous situation for the Buccaneers, where you've got Wirfs and Godwin who are on the cusp of coming back.
Yeah.
You've got Evans who's hurt and probably shouldn't play. We don't have the
Yeah.
MRI information yet or how bad it is. I'm sure that will help make that decision.
Yeah.
But against the Eagles, it's real easy to think, well, we need all of our guys. Let's go ahead and bring them back.
yeah.
And let's go from there. If it was any other team, maybe you're okay sitting everybody, I think.
Well, I don't know that you're ever okay sitting people just because you only have 17 days, right? I think John Gruden said, this is back when he had 16 days when he was a head coach, but he's like, it's only 365 days, man. I need you for 16, right? And there's something to be said about that. Like it's every game is important. However, history has shown you can lose to the Eagles in the regular season and still beat them in the playoffs, right? Go to a Super Bowl. It's what happened in 2002. When I look at this, I look at Mike Evans' hamstring injury history. It's not just a one-off thing. He's had hamstring injuries. Most recently, last year, he tried to play through it against Baltimore, which was a night game, and ended up really hurting that
On that touchdown
hamstring
catch.
and was out for several weeks. And so I'm not waving the white flag. I'm not, capitulating like I am with my college school, but, but I think when you look at this particular game being a 1:00 game and what's going to happen, dehydration, right? Everyone's going to be dehydrated. That's what happens. You sweat a ton. It's hot. It's humid. And then when you're having dehydration happening, your muscles get tight. They clench up. So even if he goes through warm-ups and feels it's like a little bit of a little bit of a
Feeling
tightness,
good.
a little bit of a tug at any given point in time, that can happen. You know what? I checked the temperature in Seattle right now. It's like highs in the 60s, lows in the 50s. That's next week. Probably not going to have the dehydration issues in Seattle in the first week of October that you're going to have in Tampa the last week of September. So I'm almost saying, even if Mike can go, I'm thinking about not playing him. Now, that's a completely different issue because dehydration is not going to really affect Tristan Wirfs' right knee, or it's not going to affect a broken ankle that Chris Godwin has suffered. This is specific to Mike. And the dehydration with the hamstring, that's a pulled muscle. Muscles get tight. You cramp up. Your muscles get tight when you're dehydrated. And listen, Mike knows how to take care of his body. He's a professional. He's also 32. This has been kind of a trend with him. And if I'm Todd Bowles, I'm always saying, I got to protect you from you a little bit. You're a competitor. You want to go out there. Man, we've seen this movie before. We know how it ends. It doesn't end good. And let's just give that a rest for a week. And then we'll have you for Seattle and the 49ers. Listen, 49ers game coming up in a couple weeks is just as big as the Eagles game is, right? So they're undefeated as well. So I'm looking at the big picture with this and saying, let's not risk it for a quarter or two of Mike. And then we risk losing him for a couple of weeks.
I agree. And Bosa's out now for the 49ers. Purdy's been out. Jawan Johnson's out. Kittle's out. Kittle probably won't be back he could be back for the Bucs, but we don't know. So, hey, look, Coach Bowden always used to have a copy of The Art of War, Sun Tzu, right there on his desk. He studied all the great generals. And one of the axioms that you learn is lose the battle, win the war.
That's right. Sometimes
you have to regroup and live to fight another day. Do not rush into a battle where you are ill-equipped.
Right.
You're down ammunition. Your men are tired. Don't do that. That's not a great choice.
You only have 46 guys on Sunday per NFL rules, right? So you can only dress 46 out of your 53. If Mike Evans goes out with a hamstring issue in the first quarter and he's done for the game because you re-aggravated it, all right, you're down to 45.
Yep.
And you probably dressed 5 receivers. Now you're down to 4 for the game. Or maybe you go into it thinking, well, if we lose Mike, we have to have an extra guy. But then you're robbing another position to carry 6 receivers on Sunday, just in case something happens to Mike. And then you're short at other positions. You don't know what whack-a-mole situation you're going to be in with injuries. And we've seen last year, they lost a bunch of guys in the secondary in a single game, right? Week 1, Zy McCollum had a concussion. He was out. Breece Hall broke his leg. He was out. Remember, we had Christian Izien playing outside cornerback for some snaps in that game. So I think this is where Todd Bowles has to be the big picture, the macro level coach, and say, hey, let's protect Mike from himself. Let's be smart about this hamstring injury here. I'd rather have Mike at closer to 100% full speed in Seattle, and then for the 49ers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You got the Lions game coming up too. They looked pretty good last night. So you're going to need Mike for those games, not just against the Eagles. And the other thing too is if Mike doesn't play, guess what? They still have a chance to beat the Eagles. I'd rather, if you were to say, pick one, Tristan Wirfs, Chris Godwin, or Mike Evans, you can only pick one for this game. Give me Tristan Wirfs. If he's ready to go, that's the guy I want out of those 3.
Now, the truth is, when Mike was down last year, and it wasn't the only reason these teams, the Bucs lost, but they lost.
Yeah.
And Godwin was also down. Let's remember that.
Right.
So they were down, both of them, and playing some really good teams like the Chiefs, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
So how does this team win without Mike Evans? It's new play caller, Josh Grizzard, who, by the way, I think is doing a phenomenal job.
Great job.
Especially in the final 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And so how do they attack this if they have no Mike Evans? And I guess we could What do you think about Godwin? Do you think he plays this week? I'm still
I
doubtful.
don't. Yeah. Everything I kind of heard, reading between the lines and kind of like some whispers that I heard was that once they were in training camp, October 5th, that Seattle game was kind of that was supposed to be kind of the day where we're going to see him. And if not, then the home game against the 49ers the next week. So I'd be really surprised if they played him this week. And I think the only reason they might play him is if Mike's not playing and they feel like we need another star caliber wide receiver. But here's the thing. I haven't seen Chris Godwin play. I have no idea what he looks like. I have no idea how much rust he has. I have no idea if he is half a step slow with that ankle, if he can snap off routes like he used to. I have no idea what he's going to look like because all we see is the jogging, the calisthenics, the warm-ups. Have not seen him run a route against the defensive back in practice. Practices were closed to media during those times. So I have no idea what to expect. He could be looking like the old Chris Godwin, or he could be looking like a shell of his former self, or somewhere in between. So the first time we see Chris Godwin, you're going to know just as much as we in the media know about how he's coming along. But here's the thing. This isn't like last year because the defense is holding up its end of the bargain. The defense is playing better this year than it played last year at any point in time. So again, that's why I'm not waving the white flag if this team has to sit or chooses to sit Mike Evans for this game. The defense has shown it can play better. It can get after the quarterback. It can create takeaways. Each week we've seen a better performance by this defense. And granted, the Jets are not a world beater. They're not as good as the Falcons were or as good as the Texans were. They might be despite the record, right? The Texans haven't won a game yet, and the Falcons have only won one. So you look at this and say, well, the Bucs have beaten up on three teams, and they've barely beaten those three teams. Well, this is the NFL. I think those three teams, and we'll see at the end of the season, I think they're better than the records indicate.
I agree.
And they've been hard-fought games. And what I love about this Buccaneer team is they don't flinch.
Nope.
They do not flinch. They never give up on the fight, and they feel like Captain Comeback, Baker Mayfield and the Clutchineers are going to come through. And for 3 weeks they have. And it's a great headspace to be in where, hey, all we need to do is get a stop on defense, get the ball back for this guy, and he's going to go win the game.
Yeah.
And he's not going to do it every week.
It's a great
do it more weeks than he won't. And I think that's what's exciting about this year's Buccaneer team. They were 1-5 in one score games last year.
2-6 in 7-point games last year.
Yeah.
They won an 8-point game too. So 2-6, and they're 3-0.
Yeah.
And we talked about this game management all along, how it's that to me, it was the key to the season. How are they going to manage games?
Yep.
And so far, so good. I mean, and here's the other thing, you're winning games without Wirfs, without Godwin, with a whole new offensive line. A whole new offense. Nobody was in their regular position against the Jets. And they had Quinnen Williams and Will McDonald, like talented people playing on that side of the ball. They're an NFL freaking team. You had 14 penalties in the game. And those weren't even the worst calls. Yeah. Lazard's so-called touchdown, terrible call. Ibuka's on the sideline, not given. Terrible call. I mean, 5 holding penalties on a drive, and they still got points. To be able to come through that and win a game is insane. Yeah. And you can go back to the other 2 games as well. So they've only won by, I think they're +6. Right. In points, point differential, but they're 3-0, and they're all. But in the teams that they played are 1-8. You can say all that you want, but the eye test tells me the defense is better. You have the best closer in the game, and you're winning football games, and you're going to be a much better team down the road. That's the thing. What we learned from Brady is you want to be playing your best football at Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
Get through the early part of the season, get your W's, get in position. That's what they've done. So
that's right, JP. And they've not played their best football yet by any stretch of the imagination on either side of the ball. So the potential is there for that. And I do think some blowouts are coming, like we saw last year against the Giants, the Saints in New Orleans, and the Chargers on the road. I think we're going to see some of those, the Panthers at home. We're going to see some of those blowouts because this team is capable of doing that. I'm encouraged. I think that if you have high blood pressure, if you have a heart condition, if you have anxiety, and you have weathered this 3-0 start by the Buccaneers, good for you. You're alive, and that's fun. It's fun to live. And I think what a time to be alive to see the Buccaneers play these types of games, because the entertainment factor, I know it's nerve-wracking. These Buccaneer fans, they're going crazy over this 3-0 start because it's been such a nail biter each week. But like you're paying to be entertained, and these games are highly entertaining. I mean, we're seeing some good football, some really good plays, and unfortunately some really awful officiating. I mean, in my 30 years of covering the Buccaneers, that was easily the worst officiated game I've ever seen, just in the sheer magnitude of the amount of blown calls and the amount of ticky-tack flags that were called. I mean, it's just shame on you, NFL. Shame on you. That was a shameful, embarrassing performance. What was it, 12 penalties in the first 18 plays?
Yeah.
I mean, that is god-awful. The NFL should disband that officiating crew and say, no more. You will not subject fans to this ever again. The NFL is an entertainment industry. There was nothing entertaining about that. So I don't know. I mean,
well, and not to mention this.
I appreciate Stevie Wonder's music. I think he's a musical genius. He's obviously a great musician. He is not a good referee.
He should not be reffing games. Absolutely.
He should not be.
Him and Ray Charles need to stop it.
Absolutely.
Right away.
Please.
But and here's the other point. So much money is now being bet on these games.
Yes.
Incredible amounts with legalized sports betting. And there's no transparency to these calls.
I know.
There's no accountability to these calls. The ACC turns on the mic, lets you listen in to the whole damn. XFL did the same thing.
Yep.
Why can't we? If I'm going to have that much money on the under, and you're going to call that a catch in the end zone, bizarre.
Well, what did Todd Bowles say? What did Todd Bowles say? New York said it was a touchdown.
When I asked about it, and that's the other thing. Like, could you make it?
New York said it was a touchdown.
New York. Where did the Jets play?
What team did they play on Sunday? The New York Jets. Oh, okay.
And that's like, it's almost laughable. It's like we're all right. So we're going to set up this system, right?
Yeah.
Where you can bet hundreds of millions and millions of dollars on the game, but I, as the Wizard of Oz in New York, can sit behind a curtain and I can look at things and I can say, "Oh, look at that ball."
Yeah, let's try to figure this out together. Tim, what's the record of the New York Football Giants right now?
0-0, right?
0-3.
0-3.
JP, what's the record of the New York Jets? Jets.
They're 0-3.
They're okay. Oh, so maybe New York just wants to get a win.
Perhaps they're desirous that New York should get a win. But then, so you can make this call, and it's clearly not a catch. I've never seen that called a catch ever. And then you can say Ibuka's is not a catch,
right?
And not
even review it. They didn't even review it. They didn't even review it.
Accountability. There's nobody to blame. You can't point your. Oh, it's New York. Not even a person. Not a head of officiating. It's New York. The ambiguous New York. Some guy, some unnamed anonymous dude behind there said, "Oh, 81% of the money is on the under." You know what? This will put the game over.
That's right.
Wow. There's a lot of our partners going to make a lot of money. Maybe we get a cut of it. This might not be true, but Lord, do you give us?
You open yourself up for that spection, though, don't you?
Exactly.
And I'm not sure who this. I'm not sure who this Mr. York is we're talking about, but someone needs to find out who Mr. York is and have a conversation with him. Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It is,
and they have to
do bad. It's bad for the game. It's like when we don't know what a catch is anymore, and when instant replay fails us, and we don't know what roughing the passer is anymore, or a defenseless receiver in these things. It's just
huge
so
game-changing call. They can literally control every outcome of every game from New York.
So here's a true story. Last night, I was talking to my son Logan, who is a Ravens fan. He took the L last night. Sorry, Logan, it's the truth. I know I failed as a parent. I've taken him to plenty of Bucs training camp practices and all that. It in the decade of darkness, the Ravens were winning when he was growing up as a child, and the Bucs sucked. Lovie Smith 2-14. Thanks, Lovie. You really helped my son there.
Ruined your
Bucs
family.
Bandwagon. Yeah, exactly. Lovie Smith ruined my family. Good job, Lovie. It's true.
And Dirk Cutter. God damn it.
I like Dirk a little bit better though. At least he won games. But anyways, I digress. But the thing is I'm watching some Hardy Nickerson highlights with him because I said, hey, I got to really connect with one of my favorite players I've ever covered, Hardy Nickerson, before the Bucs game. And I asked Derek Brooks, I'm like, hey, can we get your guy Hardy, who's sitting right next to him? Can we get your guy Hardy in the Bucs Ring of Honor? I mean, he only was the number 12 ranked player on the Buccaneers all-time list. How can you have the number 12 player in the Bucs all-time 50 not in the Ring of Honor? It's a crime. Like 6-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro.
Silly.
Like, it helped set the table for Sat Brooks and Lynch to be Sat Brooks and Lynch. And this guy's not in the Ring of Honor. And so I was telling Logan about this, and I said, let's pop on YouTube on the TV. We watched some old Hardy Nickerson highlights. Oh, God, was he a player, man.
Oh,
the
my
interceptions,
God.
the forced fumbles, the Hardy Hulk thing.
Culture setter,
big time. And so we're watching this, and we're seeing some of the hits from like back in the day, back when football was fun to watch. Hits that would be penalized. You would be tossed out of games, fined into oblivion for. And Logan, who's 20, is just like, oh my God, Dad, look how they played football back then. I'm like, I know. It was better than it is now.
John Lynch was allowed to hit guys over the middle.
Watch highlights from back in the day. I'm like, yeah, that's
when football was football.
When football was football. Yeah, we digress.
Scott
By
Reynolds.
the way, did you guys get to see any of the CBS NFL Today stuff, the retro stuff?
The actual game broadcast stuff? Yeah.
The pregame, the NFL Today with Brent Musburger and everybody in the retro set and all of that, celebrating 50 years of the NFL Today. I got like nostalgia, childhood goosebumps.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brent Musburger was back in studio. JB and everybody was dressed in 70s attire. Okay. They had like
we're looking live from Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, and they let him do all of that for every game at 1 p.m. when all the news that goes in. And they had the old school graphics on the screen.
Yeah, right.
Nice. Minnesota Vikings hosting Green Bay, and it was just the block letters on. It was really cool, man.
That is cool.
But the whole set was just green screen, but it looked like the old 70s set with the people back there typing on the typewriters and stuff.
Nice.
And the square TVs everywhere. It was really cool, man. I mean, I got chills sometimes watching it.
I gotta find that somewhere on X or
well, we can comment on this though. Yeah. The Bucs, I mean, there was nothing left to chance in terms of nostalgia and the show that they put on Sunday. It was almost, dare I say, over the top. But it was so incredibly done.
It was
the detail, bringing back all the. I mean, the cost of this must have been through the freaking roof.
Yeah,
and
all 120 players there in attendance.
120 players, and everything was special graphics, special signage, special everything for this particular moment.
Did the players have to pay for their own tickets to get in the game?
What's that?
Did the players have to pay for their own tickets to get in the game?
I think they were comped this week. I think so.
They had a incredible brunch over at the indoor facility where they brought everybody back, and everybody got their own shirts, embroidered shirts, and the time that they said. I mean, this ownership group and what the Glazers did for these guys. I mean, it's a complete antithesis of Stu Sternberg, but it's so wonderful, and it's about the community and celebrating it and thanking the community and thanking it. This is the way you do it, folks. This is what's possible. And, I just want to tip my cap to the Glazers and Brian Ford.
Job.
The execution of this was just off the freaking charts. It was incredible.
They finally got a win in those 1976
jerseys.
They
finally got a win.
It's been 50 years since those jerseys.
And I will tell you this, when I was watching, I didn't get the game in Dallas, but I was watching on Red Zone. And it's funny, towards the end of that game, they went away from even showing anything with the Jets and the Bucs because they considered the game sort of out of reach, right? So they don't ever go back to it. Yeah, and Scott Hansen admitted that. He's like, look, guys, we haven't gone to this game in a while because we kind of thought it was over, but, the Jets are making a comeback. So when the Jets blocked the field goal and started running it back, in my head, I was thinking, man, maybe these things are cursed. Maybe they're right. They've been right this whole time. Like, I never believed in that, but I'm like, that is the only explanation if they lose this game. Is that the curse is real, and it applies to the whites too, right?
That would have been the case. I don't know. I saw that time on the clock, and I've just been conditioned that Baker Mayfield's going to bring this team back. Yeah. And can we appreciate Josh Grizzard? Like, first play, it's like what they say. It's like, hey, we need 60 yards to get in field goal range. We're not going to get it all in one play. Josh Grizzard's like, the hell we aren't. He just threw that bomb to Tez Johnson, and he was wide open. He was wide open by 10 yards, and Baker Mayfield overthrew him. I think he had to throw off his back foot, put too much air into the ball. He was getting pressured up the middle. But I love that. Like go for the friggin' throat. And then the next play was like a chunk play to Emeka Egbuka. Just such a contrast from what we've seen in the past, where it's like, okay, well, we got 2 timeouts, and let's be methodical and work down the field. It's like, no, let's just friggin' go for it. They had 3 plays. The other one was like a 20-yard catch and run on the screen pass by Sterling Shepard. They were already in field goal range in 3 plays. And you love that about the aggressiveness of Josh Grizzard. I think he likes to zig when other people think he's going to zag. It makes him very unpredictable as a play caller. And we said this on our Peter Report postgame podcast. I think that's the best thing about Josh Grizzard is I truly don't know what's coming. Like, I can look at this play. Sometimes I try to guess. They're going to run outside. Are they going to run the ball? They're going to throw short. They're going to throw long. What are they going to do here? I don't know. And if I don't know, I can sure as hell guarantee you that highly paid NFL defensive players and defensive coordinators who know a lot more football than me, they don't know what's coming either. And that's the fun thing is this offense is just scratching the surface, and Josh Grizzard is very unpredictable as a play caller. And it's fun to see.
And think about this. He's gained in 3 games, maybe a season's worth of experience in situations calling plays.
2 minutes for sure.
Yeah, at the end of the game. So think about how he'll improve even going on through the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that they really have to practice, though, that they haven't been able to do is like run the clock out and kneel, and do the victory formation. Like they got to work on that because they haven't had the opportunity to do that in any of these games. It's come down to the last minute, last play, whatever, to win these games. So I think that's something they have to really work on. So when they're ready for that opportunity, they're prepared. Baker knows exactly, how many steps to take back and kneel down, and Rachaad White can be behind him strategically and get that spacing right. I think that's coming, right? Hopefully that's coming. Hopefully we don't have another 4th quarter finish, or maybe we will against the Eagles. I don't know.
Well, if the officials have anything to say about it, they'll keep it close. Yeah, there's no question about that, because we've seen them do that work. Yep. All right, partner, what's coming up on Peter Report this week? By the way, we did mention somebody who's asking about the status of Tristan Wirfs. It's the same as we've been saying. We won't know until this week. Yeah. We'll see how he does at practice. And I know this is what Todd says all the time, but it's true. Yeah. We got to see how he does at practice, see how he feels, see what
there's also gamesmanship too. It doesn't help the Buccaneers' cause to say Tristan will play, Mike won't play, Chris will play, or whatever is going to happen.
And clearly this year they are not bringing forth a lot of information.
Correct.
They don't
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'd love to see, because Todd's been a little bit of a smartass too this year, which is actually fun. He had a couple of smartass comments.
Awesome.
Including dropping the F-bomb, the F-bomb and the S-bomb back to back, when I asked him about what was going through your mind when Will McDonald was racing down the field with the blocked field goal for a touchdown. The other thing too, though, is I'd love to see him continue a little bit of that smartassness and say Tristan Wirfs will be playing this week, unless he won't be. We expect Mike Evans to play, or maybe not. Chris Godwin, we believe, will be ready to play this week, unless we don't think he's ready.
I love it. I love it. Exactly. And that's what we're getting from him. And he's just in Payne Durham is his secret lover. We found out.
Did he really say that? I swear to God, I thought that was AI generated when I heard that.
No, he said absolutely.
Is that Peaches and Cream?
Oh, great.
Is that right? Is that who that?
Peaches and Herb.
I think the message was, if you keep asking about those things, you're going to get a ridiculous answer.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to.
Is it Peaches and Herb or Peaches and Cream?
Peaches and Herb was the name of the band, but Atlantic Star sang that song.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Atlantic Star.
Oh, it was Atlantic Star. All right. Okay. What did Peaches and Cream sing?
Peaches and Cream didn't.
Peaches and Cream.
I'm thinking about my oatmeal. I'm thinking about. Sorry, that's the Quaker Oats.
Peaches and Herb.
Peaches and Herb was a band.
And Herb.
Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right. Partner. Peaches and Cream sounds better, right?
They're
both sweet. Herb is like favorite. I don't know. Whatever.
Thanks
for having me on, guys.
Peaches and
too much of your time.
Herb.
Yeah, right.
Like that herb. I think that's what they're
Peter Report
talking
TV, at Peter Report, X, Facebook, Instagram, Peter Report.
All that good stuff. A gazillion subscribers. Send some more.
Kinda. We're getting close.
All right. Thank you, partner. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Go K-State. By the way, the number one
Wildcats.
offense in the nation belongs to your Florida State Seminoles, averaging
The what?
58 points per game. The number one offense in college football belongs to your Florida State Seminoles. A year after being the worst offense, they are now the number one offense. I have the numbers to prove it.
Huh.
They are.
I
Where's
wouldn't
the
guess.
numbers? I just retweeted this. 58 points per game. I don't know where it is. Yeah. I'll get
Really?
it for you later. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, your comments and Bucs sideline dude is going to join us as well. TJ Rives, who got to call the game this week when Gene Deckerhoff was under the weather. Hope he's doing better. Gene, sending the healing vibe. And Orestes Destrade will join us as well to talk about his thoughts on the Stu Sternberg era and where this new ownership group is going to take this team. So much more coming your way. Hey, we are brought to you by Don'tGoUncovered.com. Open enrollment season is coming up for your health insurance, so give it a try. Go to Don'tGoUncovered.com. That's the website. There's a phone number there for you and some other information that you may need to get together. So a little bit of your financial information, you talk to them, they'll do all the work, and they'll figure out what your subsidy might be and see how much they can save you on health insurance. So check it out. Don'tGoUncovered.com is the website. Give them a call. Tell them JP sent you. Back in 3. Stay with us. The Golden Diamond Source is working every day to be your family jeweler. Right now, a $5,000 engagement ring with 0% interest can be yours for just $83. So don't let the holidays sneak up on you this year. Now is the time to get ahead with their in-store layaway. Trade in your old jewelry for cash. Gold has never been higher. The Golden Diamond Source is offering the highest ever trade-in values for your gold and diamond jewelry. Now is the time to get your holiday shopping started. So come in now, relax, shop, and save at the Golden Diamond Source. We love Julie and Steve Weintraub, great local philanthropists, and you can find them at 3800 Omerton Road in Clearwater, where you'll always find the perfect gift, only at the Golden Diamond Source. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, are you going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show? It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 8889-JEEVES. That's 8889-JEEVES. With this record heat in Tampa Bay, you better have your AC unit running at peak efficiency. Third Generation Plumbing installs the best American standard AC units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. That's why Third Generation Plumbing trusts American standard air conditioning, built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American Standard. Plumbing or cooling, we've got Tampa covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing today, 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And we also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever ever since, from our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. Thank you guys so much for joining us. TJ Rives, Orestes Destrade coming up on this star-studded affair. Hey, Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone very vulnerable. I've certainly had those issues myself. It is not fun. What do data brokers do? Well, they get your name, your contact info, social security number, my home address, even information about your family members, and they put it out on the dark web, and it's compiled by these data brokers who then sell it online. The New York Times Wirecutter has named Delete Me their top pick for data removal services. Here's the offer. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to join deleteme.com/hit and then use the promo code HIT, H-I-T, at checkout. So the only way to get that 20% off is to join deleteme.com/hit and enter the code HIT at checkout. Deleteme.com/hit, code HIT, and get that because that's important. All right.
Very
important. You want to do some comments here, my friend?
Yeah. But you were wait.
Let's play the video you wanted to play. Greg.
Well, before we get to that, you teased Florida State, highest scoring team in college football. JP, I have the numbers right here for you.
Okay, well then give me the numbers.
If you'd like to see them, they're on the screen for you, sir.
Wow, look at that. All these, by the way, are more than in the entirety of last season's 131st ranked offense. How about that? If you change all the players up front and most of the players in the back, and you bring in a new coach who actually knows how to call plays, and you shelve your ego, Mike Norvell, and let him call the plays, that's what you get. 58 points per game. Holy shit. 1,089 yards rushing. It was more rushing than they had the entire season last year. They had more rushing touchdowns, or as many rushing touchdowns last game as they did the entire season last year.
Incredible.
What I haven't heard is an update on Tommy Castellanos. He left with an ankle injury, so I'm not sure exactly. I think he's going to play this week. They're playing Virginia, which, by the way, where are they on this list? They were fourth in many categories. Where are they? There they are down here. Was that top 10? Almost top 10. So Virginia's averaging 45 points a game, and FSU's averaging 58 points a game.
They're 11th, yeah.
And they're going to be playing Friday night, which is weird. It's an ACC thing, playing on a Friday night.
Why do they do that?
That's just ACC. The ACC does this, as they've been doing this to FSU since the start, giving them Thursday night road games, Friday night road games, to do anything so that a lower team can beat their standard bearer. It's not something that the SEC does. It's not something that smart conferences do, but it's something that, and from the very beginning, the ACC people have had disdain for Florida State, and this is what they've done, and that continues to be to this day. Ridiculous, but is what it is.
So the video?
Yes, please.
So this is a little tidbit I found on the X machine this morning, as I did not know that John Gruden and Greg Olson have a podcast called the Football G-Spot with Greg and Gruden. This is going to be something I'm going to have to subscribe to, because both of those are like two of my favorite people in the world from a football standpoint. I think Greg Olson is the best analyst on TV on any network, and it is not close. I learned something every time he opens his mouth on it's insane.
I agree.
His football knowledge and his ability to to give that to the masses so that we understand it, right?
Way better than Brady.
Well, oh my God. I'm about to turn on Brady. I think he's regressed, and he wasn't very good to begin with. But I was always in support of him, saying give him some time. Maybe he'll get better. I think he's getting worse. But anyway, so I think every Monday they have Dave Portnoy on the show, which would indicate this is probably a Barstool
It is.
Vehicle here. And I don't know back history of any of this, but apparently Portnoy kind of tears into Olsen a little bit about how he dresses and how he looks on the show, because I guess it's a YouTube and not like much like we are. You know, you do both the audio and the video. And this was no exception. I'm assuming this was yesterday, but Greg Olson's had enough of what Dave Portnoy thinks about the way he dresses.
The shirt with the hat.
Well, the hat is just because I haven't done my hair this morning.
A logoless hat. It looks like you're heading straight to the NLCS or something to call a game.
No, I got
Unbelievable, just straight look here.
Hey, listen, I'm just going to be honest. If I'm going to keep getting a hard time from this show, I might just bag Monday morning. And just be like, you know what? You guys are on your own. Deal with it. Good luck.
Well, I mean, this look, it was preposterous. So I will try not to. You did bag it last week, by the way, but I'll try.
I might bag it again next week.
I'll try not to get in on you, but at least don't look like you're going to be an AL ump or something. Okay. You guys had a great segment. First of all,
at what point are you like Mr. Fashion? You got some bad outfits. You're real critical of everybody else's look for a guy who's not the best looking guy in the world. Let's just be clear.
There's a difference between best looking, not great looking, and fashion. I can't control how I look. This is how God made me, Greg. But I can wear nice clothes and not look like no effort over here. Can we move past it?
I don't know. It's your show. You tell me.
Yeah, we're going to move past it.
Look at Gruden over there. Dude.
Wow. Wow. Good for Greg Olson. Good for Greg Olson.
I like him even more now.
You, Portnoy. Like he's some slave to fashion with his Michigan, whatever freaking hat he's wearing. Get out of here.
Look, and I've had enough of Dave Portnoy too. I'm not gonna lie. I've just about had it, but I do enjoy him on the Fox Big Noon Kickoff, which I guess that's their answer to College Game Day with Pat McAfee, right?
Right.
I would much rather listen to Dave Portnoy make an idiot out of himself than freaking Pat McAfee. Any day.
See McAfee do the dive this week. Yes, he gets up to and then just like camera on him, just reaches straight down and just adjusts the junk. Yeah, like he's behind a curtain or something. Yeah,
I've had it with him too.
Well, by the way, Lee Corso is going to make an appearance at the FSU Miami game, we are told. Now, I don't know. Have they decided whether game day is coming to Tallahassee? Because I won't believe it until I see it. for the FSU Miami game, have they announced that yet? I don't think they have. But evidently, Corso's coming back. So maybe we'll get him to do a headgear pick without College Game Day being there. That'd be nice.
There you go.
All right. Let's welcome in a man who knows a little something about college football and basketball, calls those games, got his Memphis Tigers shirt on.
Look at that.
The big comeback over Arkansas.
Go Tigers, go over Arkansas. That started the weekend off, and then we had another heart attack Buccaneer game.
Yeah, I had Memphis plus the 7.5, by the way. Thank you to the Tigers for that.
You love that. You love that on the weekend. When Memphis wins and Arkansas loses in the same building on the same day, it's a good day. I have several Arkansas friends and alumni that are avoiding me right now after that victory. I have people, Timmy, I have people avoid me for a great many reasons. But
when is the USF Memphis game?
That is the last week in October. Don't hold me to the 25th. Sounds right. Hold on. Let me do my math in my head. Yes, I believe October 25th in Memphis.
In Memphis,
USF at Memphis. Huge showdown for the slot in the college football playoff because those two teams look like the viable teams right now in the group of 6 if it comes to it. Hey, can we back up half a peg? Because while the galactically famous JP Peterson show has been rocking this morning, I was just doing my little sports media podcast and live show with my buddy Mike Gill, and we were talking about that same Greg Olson segment with Portnoy and John Gruden. All right.
How about that?
So where do you guys come down on Was that genuine? Was that legit? Or was there a little Vince McMahon pre-planned, let's have a little heat because there are less people watching this show than are watching the Bars and Tone at 2 a.m. right now on Fox Sports 1?
I don't think Dave Portnoy scripts anything.
Okay.
I don't think he's intelligent enough to script anything.
I think that was genuine. He's a dick. And
the look on Olsen's face
was pissed.
I'm annoyed, and I think that was genuine to me. Now, Mike Gill disagreed with me, and he thinks that Olsen's in on it. But I thought the look was, I don't have to sit here and do this. I won't do this. Now, as Mike pointed out, and I don't know if you guys said this, the reference to you bagged it last week is because Olsen overslept and missed the show last week. So they're making fun of him in that regard. But that seemed pretty genuine to me. Again, on a show that is doing well with the social clicks, with
I've
the
never
YouTube
heard of
views. Okay, it's brand new. They only started doing it in September.
Okay.
But the social clicks, the YouTube audience through Barstool is fine. But they legitimately, JP, they legitimately had 7,000 viewers on average for a 2-hour show.
Those are Jimmy Kimmel numbers.
Last week, yes. And so it is not going well in terms of linear TV and the cable channel. But hey, we're talking about it. We're talking about it here this morning.
I got news for you, TJ.
Yeah.
All TV and cable is like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the combined viewers for YouTube and Netflix are more than cable TV now.
Probably double, maybe double by now.
Yeah.
But it's interesting what they're trying to do. They want Portnoy to stir it up. I just thought in seeing that moment, that
you might be
that didn't look scripted. That looked genuine.
And let's admit it, Portnoy wasn't wrong. That did look a little ridiculous. I've never been a fan of the hat with no logo on it.
The third base umpire in the NLCS.
That was funny. And he wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong.
And he's got a no logo polo on either. I mean, it's just like
tremendous.
It's
he's
a
trying
lot
not to pimp. Hey, he's trying not to pimp something that doesn't pay him. Unlike me,
less
I'm pimping the
pimping,
Memphis Tigers. Man. I'm pimping the Memphis Tigers. You're pimping the fan stream. Timmy's got the fan stream.
Yeah,
we got all of it here on
the Rocky Point. The Rocky Point on.
Do we want to share with the audience before we get to this? And we are eventually getting to this. I promise we're getting to this. Do we want to share with the audience that we have like a mini warm-up to the Ryder Cup going on later on today when you're available to come play some golf? We will play some golf. We will tell some stories and then tell some lies about what we shot on the course later on.
We are teeing it up at TPC today, courtesy of our good friend Mike, one of our great listeners and viewers, long time from way back. Has invited us to play, so we're very excited about that.
Playing later today. Details to follow, stories and lies to follow after that. Updates in advance of the Ryder Cup. So I just thought I would put that out there.
Y'all should be glad I don't live anywhere near Tampa.
Oh, we are.
Why? Why?
Because I'd have to come out and show off my golf swing.
And you would have to take some video and some audio and put this out there. We may have to put a video or something out there occasionally.
Absolutely.
Updates on how the golf is going later on today. So stay tuned on JP's platforms. On what's going on.
Well, we have breaking news.
All right, what's the updates?
Big news.
All right.
The Bucs have signed Desmond Watson, all 450 pounds of him.
Interesting.
It just so happens that it's what? It's tush push week. It's tush push week. And Mr. Watson is here. Coincidence?
There is no possible way he makes the active roster this week. Zero chance.
I don't know that I would go along with zero chance. I don't think it's just a coincidence that he would be there and maybe they say go out there for a few plays. Now, do you want to use up an active roster spot on somebody that can maybe only play a few plays?
It's a critical play.
But it's an interesting theory that you have there, Mr. Peterson.
We've been talking about this since they first signed him.
They worked him out last week, and he didn't even sign until today. Why?
Well, the word is exactly because they didn't need him last week.
They signed him so that I understand the technicality. They're signing him to the practice squad, I would assume.
Yes. And according to Greg Auman, The Bucs are signing former Gators defensive tackle Desmond Watson to their practice squad. The massive prospect has met their requirements to get in shape and can now practice with the team. Yeah, the requirements are we're playing the Eagles. Yeah, that's the requirement. And he got on the scale and it said Eagles week. That's what it said.
Jason Light said back in August when they released him that he had some goals that he needed to meet before he could be game ready for the Bucs. That went out the window because it's Eagles week. They don't care about those goals.
Right. 100%.
There's no way he makes his roster. There's zero.
He's not playing. According to Tim, he's not playing. He's calling it. We'll see.
We shall see. We'll bet. Let's bet a burger on that or whatever.
All right.
It's too much coincidence for me. And listen, let's just be honest. This tush push thing has gotten out of control with Mekhi Becton jumping the gun every single time, and they're not going to call this. I mean, he's clearly moving before the ball is snapped. So you want to move Mekhi Becton, your 360-pound ass, into our 450-pound ass, Desmond Watson. Let's go.
Interesting.
Let's freaking go. Yeah.
Interesting on all that.
It'll be fun. All right. So what was your thoughts on, first of all, take me through Sunday. You're getting ready to do your normal down on the field, orange-clad throwback polo sideline stuff, and you get the word that Gene is under the weather, and you got to call the game. What was that like?
That's correct. So actually, now it can be told here on the JP Peterson Show. I'm trying to straighten the hat and the shot so that I don't look like
it's weird.
Like a hip hopper.
Yeah.
You look like Greg Olson.
Yeah, or look like Greg Olson, one of the two. All right, so I found out on Saturday that Gene was under the weather and that he would not be traveling, and I was told, tell no one, because we do not want to say anything until Sunday here about this shortly before the game. So I had some time to prepare, and I knew, and I have filled in for Gene before. I filled in at the end of the 2021 season when he was sick at the end of that year as well for a Carolina home game with Tom Brady. I have filled in on a couple of other occasions when, because of his travel after Florida State games, he was not in the stadium yet and not in the booth yet. So it's not completely foreign that I have been there and been available to call the game. So I did have some notice. So sorry to you, sorry to Timmy and others that you didn't get the word until the word could get out in the hour or so before the game was going to be played. And let me just say publicly that it's tremendous to work with the pros that we have. Jeff Ryan, our director of broadcasting, has been doing this for almost 35 years. Dave Moore, as the radio analyst, is in his 19th year as the radio analyst. And you're not going to find a better guy to work with, easy to work with. Casey Phillips did tremendous from Buccaneers.com with my role, with the halftime live interview, the live locker room stuff. Now, I did have to coach her up. You love this. I coached her up a little bit afterwards. I said, Casey, after this is over with, there's a strong likelihood the Bucs are going to win. But if they do not win, understand you're going in there right away before the rest of the media is, and you may not get some of the reactions that you normally get during the open locker room and when you're doing these different shows. And she's a pro, and she understood that, but she appreciated that, hey, you may walk up to somebody that says, get away from me. Just be ready for that, because I have that happen. Of course, I digress, because I have that happen a lot in my life where I walk up to people that go, get away from me. And it's not just the Buccaneer locker room. So I was helping her with, be ready with this, be ready with the head coach. If it does not go well, be ready with him, because you are getting him after he's done the press conference. It's an unusual dynamic. He may have been beaten up about something in the press conference, figuratively. Just be ready for all of this. And she aced it. She was tremendous. So we put the whole thing together, and my God, I literally had a thought at one point in the fourth quarter, 23-6, you've got the ball. This is good. We like this. You can take your foot off the gas a little bit and coast and win. And no, you can't take your foot off the gas and coast. And look at what happened. And we got another crazy finish. JP
ridiculous. Peterson. Thanks to assist from the referees at every point to make this game dramatic.
Well, can we get into that? We'll get into that too. I don't want to get myself in trouble. Or you in trouble?
What did you guys? What were you seeing? It's 23-6 at this point. Fourth down. Did not like the defensive call to rush 4 and 7 back. They never cover anybody. So you have 3 guys wide open against. So Tyrod Taylor finds one in Lazard. McCollum dives in there, gets his hand on it, actually knocks the ball loose. I asked him about it. He said, absolutely. I knocked the ball loose. I felt it, and I thought it was incomplete, and the ball was on the ground. I said, well, it wasn't complete, and the ball was on the ground, but they called it a touchdown. What were you seeing?
So my immediate reaction, all right, I call touchdown. They're lining up for the extra point. They're showing the replay on the video board, and that's mainly where I had the replay. And they have that Fox shot from behind the end zone and behind Lazard that everybody's seeing on TV. And I see the ball come out of his hands like this, and the point of the ball touch the ground. And then I see him try to repossess the ball, and his left hand comes off the ball. Yes. And when I see that, I immediately say on Buccaneers radio, Dave Moore, that's an incomplete pass. That ball is moving on the way to the ground. That ball is touched the ground, and his hand has come off the ball. He's got to continually possess the ball going to the ground. I said on the air, where is replay assist to tell Adrian Hill that they had already used? That's an incomplete pass. Of course, on a scoring play, they want New York to get involved and the command center. And so I said to Dave Moore, this shouldn't take 30 seconds for them to tell him the ball is out of his hands. Don't take our word for it. Go watch it again. It's out of his hands going to the ground. He goes to repossess it, and it touches the ground, which they tell us over and over again means it is by rule incomplete. And they let the call stand. And my knee-jerk reaction immediately on the air was, oh, my God. They're going to let that touchdown on 4th down with the game on the line in the final 3 minutes of the game stand? Mm-hmm. When you've drilled it into our heads, you must survive the ground? Okay. So now it's game back on. You got to play. You got to go down to the other end. You move into scoring position. You burn the clock, and then the blocked field goal happens. What was in the water? What was the phase of the moon? What was going on at about 4 Eastern time in Tampa, Philadelphia, and Cleveland at the same time? But not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times we had a blocked field goal within about a 10-minute time span in 3 different NFL stadiums with a game
and
on
2
the
for
line.
touchdowns that changed the game. Yeah. No, ridiculous. And by the way, on further review, Will McDonald hit Elijah Klein's leg. That should have been called. And the guy next to him, the guy next to him pushed down Klein, I think it was, and leveraged him. I mean, it's plain as day. Multiple violations. This crew missed. They threw flags on everything except the most obvious,
except the right ones
of the day. It was the worst
position. Well, it was bad. It was bad. We began the game though with the Buccaneers having 8 penalties on the opening drive. 5
holding calls on one drive.
Penalties. When have there ever been, maybe 1976, when have there ever been 5 holding penalties on a single drive in a Buccaneer game? And J.P. Peterson, they scored on the drive with 5 accepted holding penalties. They still got a field goal on the drive. So it was the Twinkie Twilight Zone with that. It got even crazier with the block kick. But I say again, I testify again, is anybody doubting Baker Mayfield right now? Even after the block kick, I had every confidence. You've been here the last 2 weeks. You've been here over and over again in his Buccaneer career. He's going to get you into scoring position.
Oh, but I mean, no Mike Evans. Everybody along the offensive line has been playing all day in their first games at these particular positions. It's 120 degrees out there. I mean, all I got to work with is Sterling Shepard, who was on the couch a year and a half ago and had quit playing football. Ryan Miller. Well, what else am I working with?
Emeka Egbuka.
Emeka Egbuka, who I complete a pass to, who makes one of the greatest catches I've ever seen. And the refs are like, I didn't see it. I know. We're not going to look at this one either.
So we said this after the game on the post-game show with you and with Peter on the Sports Web and on the J.P. Peterson show. So the Lazard play is a catch with the ball being bobbled and touching the ground. Right. My man Egbuka has the toe drag swag and may have had the right knee down before he's out of bounds.
Yeah, I think the knee was down.
And that's not a catch.
That's not a catch.
We don't know what a catch is anymore.
No, we know this. That the game went from under to over. and it went from Bucs covering to Jets covering. You can go look at where all the money was placed on that game, and the majority wasn't on. I mean, the under, I think, had about 81%, so they made a ton of money on that play going over. So, yeah, and there's no transparency at all to these calls. Nobody's held accountable. We just move on. And as I asked Todd, did they give you any explanation? They said New York said it was a catch. I mean, New York, like as in the Jets said it was a catch, like those New York people.
Timmy, what else you got? Timmy, what else?
No,
you got?
I loved what Baker said after the game about the Ibuka catch when he was asked about it. He's like, yeah, he's disrespecting my deep passes like that by showing off
with one hand.
With one hand. So, all right. So I am aware of this because somebody sent it to me. We don't have the ability to play it or the time to play it, but NFL Films has done a montage with Baker mic'd up and with me calling plays, and it's a neat thing to watch. So I called the Ibuka catch in the first quarter over the shoulder. Fans know what the catch is, the right-hand catch. Yep. Baker went over to the sideline, mic'd up, Timmy and JP and audience, and said to him, same thing. What are you doing disrespecting my passes and trying to catch a ball with one hand? Two hands. He's saying it just like this. Two hands on the ball, saying it right next to Mike Evans. Two hands on the ball, and he walks away. Well, then the Dean interception happens, and I'm going crazy on the radio. Yep. And Baker is going crazy. They cut to him going, he caught it. He caught it. Jamel caught it. Jamel caught it, because it's notorious that Jamel Dean doesn't catch them in practice or in the game.
That's kind of shocking, yeah.
And then he's on the field with Levante, hugging Levante, going, he caught it, man. He caught it. Then he goes over to Dean. He goes, you caught it. You caught it. And they're hugging him. And, of course, the win happens. The field goal happens. I know you got the highlight. They're in the locker room. All right. The NFL Films thing ends with family on 3, 1, 2, 3. And they do family on 3, 1, 2, 3. And Baker screams to Jamel Dean, he caught it to Jamel Dean. And that's how the video ends.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you roll with Baker. He has that locker room. And again, it's easy for us as the media or the fans to say, we're going to win. We're going to win in the final minute with this guy. But how do you doubt it right now? With what you're seeing, he's going to get you in position. He's going to win the game. Goodness.
I mean, with all that going against him, he did it anyway.
Speaking of winning the game, TJ, you sent me some audio.
I did.
You want to set this up?
Do you want to hear classic 101 TJ lose his mind on a winning field goal?
Yes.
We want to play that? Let's do it.
I do.
No. Field goal dead in the middle of the field from 36 yards out of the hold of Riley Dixon. I'm praying, dear God, make it right now. I'm praying. Snap is down. Kick is on the way. Kick is good. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 3-0 for the first time since 2005. It was not easy, but Chase McLaughlin's fifth field goal of the day wins it.
That's
Mercy.
Great.
Mercy.
Was that Aiden Hill had to get on the mic again?
Again.
He had to come on to tell me the game was over?
Yes. It was
the
on the
game
mic.
is over. Thank you.
I'm like, yes, we know. We see them celebrating. We know the game is over. Again, if you couldn't hear me while I was saying it, forgive me. I was saying at that moment when I said, everybody waits, I'm saying in my own head, please God, make it.
Praying.
Because I'm feeling for Casey Phillips, who's having to do what I do, to go in that room
after a loss
after they've blown a 26-13 lead to lose 27-26 if they've blown it. But McLaughlin, to his credit, and give him a lot of credit, because he said, hey, I kept saying this is going to come down to us, to the snapper Deckers and to Riley Dixon. Let's be ready. Next play, next kick. That's what we have to be ready for, and they were ready for it. And the Jets had numerous hands up, but he got it up quickly and over them, and it writes as a dub. It writes as 3-0. We'll take it, and we'll move on. And now you're playing with house money. You are absolutely able to get along with. Do you play Tristan Wirfs this week? I don't have inside knowledge, but if you don't want to, you have a cushion to let him rest another week. Mike Evans is probably going to be out a little bit. You have a 3-0 cushion to start the season with him out a little bit. So get those offensive linemen up to speed on whoever can get healthier or who can play at the guard positions. You've got a 3-0 cushion to start the year. I like all this.
Man, it sure would be nice to have a head-to-head win against the Eagles as you get into the playoffs. You know, like that would be really nice.
We would love it. So you're weighing both things. They've had a tremendous amount of success by and large against Philadelphia and against Hurts over the last 3 or 4 years.
And he ain't playing great this year either.
I saw what you reposted, where the Eagles are apparently going to come here a day early and try to acclimate and go work out in the heat on Saturday. So that's already in their head.
I think that just
already
hurts
in
you.
their head.
I think that just hurts you.
Yeah.
So,
all right, TJ, great job. I heard you on Monday Night Football last night. They had your voice on. Great stuff.
Yeah. Don't let anybody be on. It was a pleasure.
Sitting there I'm trying to make my chicken. All of a sudden, I hear your voice. We're waiting.
Yes,
we are.
Exactly. Kick that field goal.
Great job.
Again, we wish Mean Gene good health. We hope to have him back soon. Stay tuned for that. You and I on the golf course later today. Timmy and audience updates to follow. Always great to be with you, my friend.
Yes, sir. There he goes.
Thank you, partner. Great stuff. The great TJ Rives, sideline guy. All right, quick break. The Big O is in the house. Orestes Destrade. We're going to talk a little baseball, and somebody's going to say something nice about Stu on this show. It's going to be him and Tim. But somebody has to.
Maybe.
Quick break. Stay with us. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for my friend Jason Fawcett, owner of On-Site Construction. They do residential and commercial renovations and new construction. As a leading home builder and general contractor, On-Site Construction prides itself on transforming homes through superior craftsmanship, dedication to client vision, and an unmatched commitment to quality and service. It's about building relationships. We take the time to understand our clients' needs, preferences, and budgets so that we can deliver a personalized experience tailored to their unique vision. From the initial designs to the final touches, we're there every step of the way, ensuring that the end result mirrors your vision. Here are some testimonials from happy customers. G. Gibson says, no hidden costs, very honest, reliable, creative, and communicates well. Reasonable and fair with their pricing, no hidden costs. C. Smith said, did not disappoint. I'm very happy with the work. This company really cares and will take care of it. So if you're just thinking about building or renovating, give us a call and let's see what's possible. 813-579-5789 or check out our website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go. Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. And we have a special guest here. He is the great Orestes Destrade. I'm trying to add this. There we go. There we go. Did I do that right, Timmy? Do we still have audio and everything here? Do we still? You see the?
Yeah.
Where would you be without Timmy? That's what
I would be. I would be lost.
You would be lost in
I would
space.
be lost. Every time I screw something up, Timmy, he's like, I was like, "Where's Timmy? Where's Timmy?"
Every time.
And like,
when
where's
he's messing
Timmy?
up here? I'm
If y'all are dependent on me, all I can say is,
Gentlemen, we got a big fucking problem.
Thank you, Richard Nixon. Yeah, it's a bunch of idiots in the blind here, but we got it going. We got it. The Big O is here. You can hear him. You can see him.
Yeah, here we are.
Kingmakers.
My messy hat on.
Studio. Oh, is that your messy hat?
The one and only, except it's from Barca. It's not Barcelona, so it's not.
That's a beautiful hat
Miami.
there.
I love this hat.
Oh,
it's not.
Where's the pink Miami hat?
I'm gonna pick one up, but I'm old school.
I can't get down with the Inter Miami.
I got family and business in Spain, so I go up there a lot. And
you are.
I have a soccer question.
Veteran.
Yeah,
I have a soccer question. Who's the better soccer player? This Messi character that you're talking about,
that dude, Lionel,
or the girl from the movie Bend It Like Beckham?
If I had to pick somebody to teach me soccer better, I'd pick the girl, of course. But she was pretty good.
Who is she?
Wasn't that Keira Knightley? I think she was in that movie.
It was Keira Knightley.
Yeah, I think it was.
I do not know.
Yeah.
Well, the Big O is here to. We brought him in special.
Well, it's a lot of special news going on right now.
To say something nice and complimentary about Stu Sternberg. I actually did a little bit today. I did a little bit. I gave him some props for the winning and some of the
old 6'7", buddy. The old 6'7".
Oh, there he goes with the 6'7".
And the bottom line is because the way you have to look at it objectively is wins and losses, right? So you can't deny that whatsoever. And he was smart enough to make the acquisition. It was a great deal, right? $200 million for a major league team.
He knows how to make money.
Ago. Exactly. But also bring in, quality guys. I still go back, and you and I have talked about it in past shows. That he brought in smart people to run the baseball ops
and gave them the leeway to do some different
things. And right off the bat, and also, you had Joe Magic, doing his thing. And the team took off, right?
Who, by the way, nobody would hire because of his forward thinking.
Right.
He was the first to bring computers into the clubhouse and start doing analytics. Joe, I'm talking about.
Right.
Nobody else would hire him, but the Rays were very much interested. And that's Stu Sternberg. The fact that they had quietly Jerry Hunsaker, also kind of manning and grooming, and Andrew Friedman. As a GM, so you had he doesn't get enough credit.
A million points that he doesn't get enough credit. People don't realize how important he was, a veteran of putting teams together back in the Astro days and so many different teams. So you need those type of leaders that know baseball inside and out. Definitely development of baseball, right? And making the trades, making the drafts. All of that was, put together. So the reason that I, give him props, and that is to Sternberg, is that I almost do it by comparison to the debacle that Jeffrey Loria was. And I don't think people realize how in the scheme of, I use the word evil very, I don't use it much. It's almost like I don't like the HATE word.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say I don't like somebody, but I always taught all 4 of my kids, don't use hate.
No.
Just say I don't like somebody. That's strong enough. But in the realm of like evil, of sports, that guy was Loria was evil because he really, took advantage of the Miami, not only the fandom, but the municipalities. So you fast forward, that guy really, tore it up, took a lot of money, sold the team for 1.2. There's no doubt that Stu Sternberg was trying to do a similar type thing and get a sweetheart deal, especially back in the original Ybor City, deal.
Mm-hmm.
But still, they were winning. They were spending money on at least acquiring, international players. They're on the top of them, all that. The problem was where the rest of the money was going. And the problem was in the community. The problem was that this year alone in 2025, the payroll was 86.2, right? Where did that land them? 5th from the bottom.
5th worst. Yeah.
5th worst out of 30 teams. Yeah. In fact, if you look at it, the other 4 teams that were under $90 million, right? Everybody else was at least over 100, starting with Cleveland on up.
And keep in mind, that's with
playoffs.
$60 million at least in revenue sharing.
Yeah. So you figure.
So you're spending an extra $26 million of your own money,
right?
Of the $300 plus million in revenue. I mean,
so when you look at teams like Pittsburgh, the Athletics, the White Sox, Miami,
it's disgraceful.
It's kind of disgraceful. So they should be at least somewhere over 100 at least. And that's interesting. Oh, by the way, the Texas Rangers will probably miss the playoffs. They're the probably the most expensive team. Suns, we don't know about the Mets yet. The jury's out, and they're at 223, and the Mets are obviously number 2 at 341 million. By the way,
and might miss the playoffs.
to none other than the Cincinnati Reds,
who are about
$1.19.
$1.19.
Yeah. So getting
by
back
the way,
to
the Reds are a small market team.
That's a
not
true
the Rays.
small market.
That's it, and they're spending $120 million.
That's a great point. That's a true small.
I ain't gonna
market
miss
team.
that.
Yeah, and Zalewski and his people obviously need to address that right off the bat. I mean, you don't have to go out and try to sign, Schwarber, try to sign
exactly,
Kyle, but Tucker, but you can, address.
Let's crack the 100 million mark.
Let's crack the 100 million mark. In fact, let's crack the 115 or 20 million mark. Imagine the way this team has been molded by Eric Neander if he had, dare I say, 30, 40 more $million.
Mm-hmm.
So there's, you make up the injuries, you make up the pitching scenario,
and when you go out,
you make up another offensive back.
Orestes, I want you to explain this to folks. When you're doing deals and you have a set budget by said Sue Sternberg, and you're at your 70, 80, 90 million, whatever, $80 million, you can't, when you go out to acquire a power hitting outfielder and you're going to deal Paredes or whatever,
right?
You can't look at any outfielder that's actually making money.
No,
you have to look at the Christopher Morels who are still under team control, and that shrinks the pool of people you can actually acquire dramatically. So because you are constrained by the payroll. If the new group says, "Hey, yeah, go ahead and trade this guy," if we got to make room for Junior, but you can add payroll.
Right.
You can go find somebody that's making $15, $20, $30 million a year who's a professional hitter, who's been doing it in the postseason. That's going to dramatically change how your lineup looks. And that is a game changer in terms of how to build your team.
Well, they've been doing it for the last several years, addition by subtraction.
Right.
So if you do add on a Charlie Morton, or you do add, one of the last big free agent signings at $15 million a year, you do add on a Nelly Cruz in the middle of the season that he was owed $5 million for the last couple of months.
It's not a lot to add.
But then you subtract. You have to subtract, and that's kind of the mantra that he put on an Eric Neander. So how do you subtract that year? He traded Diego Castillo a week later. He traded Rich Hill a week later. And that goes under the table here because it's not New York, it's not LA,
it's making room.
Chicago. So it's making fun. Those two subtractions equated equaled the ledger at $5 million because those contracts.
So imagine the freedom. And I've heard people say, well,
and
I don't know if,
by the way, they needed both those pitchers that year in the playoffs.
That's right. And they traded them away.
And they traded them away.
Which is why you've had limited success in the postseason.
And you went to the playoffs in that year and you got shown up because you had both Shanes pitching in the playoffs and they were wet behind the ears. You know, Shane Boz was a youngster. Shane McClanahan was
the older
also
players.
Yeah. So now you have a Rich Hill, you have a Diego Castillo, that changes the whole playoff atmosphere.
So what do you hope? And listen, I don't think this group would be buying a team and not have the money to run the team. These guys are way too smart for that. They're billionaires, multiple in this group.
Right.
So my thinking is, and what I've heard from this group is they've got a great framework for the stadium. They're going to increase the payroll. They're going to market and promote this team like it's never been marketed and promoted before. There's so many dramatic changes that are coming. They're going to put a stadium in the middle of the market that's way more accessible to millions more people. I mean, all of this, I don't see how anybody can look at this as a negative. And I can't see why an Eric Neander or Kevin Cash would say, oh, wait, we're getting more money to spend. We're going to have a new home in Tampa, beautiful state-of-the-art stadium. Yeah, I don't want to be here for that.
No, I agree, man.
Come on.
Listen, they have to know that it cannot be status quo.
No, right, exactly.
They're not just taking a company over.
And Major League Baseball would not have, quote, given them the franchise or given them the opportunity to buy it if that was their plan, right?
No. And I'm assuming that they're looking at the build out of the new stadium. So they got to be in the long game, right? The long game is get to that new stadium and how much revenue that brings back at you.
And the development around it.
So you're going to invest in that new company, quote unquote, that you just brought in, right? That you just bought, with the long game, which is I'm going to get my money and then some back when I get a new stadium, I get new revenue, I get to share in so many, the build out around the stadium. And remember, it's interesting, because there's a viralness going around right now with the Savannah Bananas. And I've played in one of their games in Savannah a couple of years ago and got to see it firsthand. And I'm not saying to do that, but the one thing that they're really about initially and foremost is the fan.
Yeah.
So
and entertaining.
And so some of that needs to be revamped to win the fans back and have some creative, scenarios that win the fans back. Obviously, ticket prices come into play with that, but MLB has it set to a certain degree. The bottom line is that go out in the community, spend some money this offseason, and then keep the player development that they have and give them more money to spend, and then make it a lot more fun and show that you're going to make this a real fandom experience.
And that's it. That's the opportunity they have in the Trop for the next 3 years.
And I think they can. And the Trop, there's no doubt, we don't want to keep the Trop forever, but now that the city of St. Pete, has ushered in the $22 million to fix the Trop and so they should be ready to roll, if not right at opening day, but somewhere, thereabouts. They'll probably start the season on the road for a couple of weeks. Accentuate the Trop. Put some money into the Trop, do some fun things there, and create that excitement again.
I think they will,
and that'll be that'll go a long way to kind of bridging what has been a gap. I'm not saying that Sternberg never did any altruistic things. He did some things, and during the earthquakes in Puerto Rico, or the hurricane, excuse me. He's done things for other calamities and other things, obviously here, during the Milton and the hurricanes, but there needs to be more done. Yeah. And
this group is cognizant of that. They are very cognizant of what has been done and what the opportunities are. And it's all upside to them.
Yeah.
It's like from winning and losing, there's going to be a challenge to stay at that level. Absolutely. Sure. Not the last 2 years, you've missed the playoffs. So changes need to be made in that situation. I think there's a degree of the rest of the league is caught up to the Rays doing innovative things now. So now it's going to be more, you got to get better players. You got to spend more money.
That's it. The last
one more of a level play. Yeah.
I mean, at 86, 2 compared to 126.
Yeah. Especially in this division,
dramatic change.
In this division, you're getting crushed in spending. by every team, not
Right.
just the Yankees.
No,
The Jays are spending, the
Jays
Orioles
are
are spending, everybody's spending. Red
Atlanta's
Sox
spending.
Yeah, everybody's spending.
Yeah.
And now the Rays will come in. Just putting the money back into the team, you're going to get much better payroll. So,
and I think Atlanta is a good example of where they need to go because it's not a small market, but they
very similar size market.
But it's very similar size market, and they got creative with the stadium build and the build out around it, and they're reaping the benefits and putting it back into
the first year. They made $134 million more in local revenue with the development around the stadium, with the battery, and also premium seating.
Correct.
Because they moved to where their fans are and where the businesses were.
Correct.
And they bought up all the premium seating, which is where most of the money comes from, which they haven't had really at Tropicana Field. And then they put it right back into the team, bought Charlie Morton, among others, and won a World Series. It's exactly the template that this group is working at.
Yeah, and they're trying to keep their core players and re-signing them or give them the sweetheart deals. To the guys
junior extension is coming soon.
It has to be.
Yeah, it's the first move you should make.
You might even see a Carson Williams get tied up. And it was speculation.
How awesome would that be?
You just tie them up and then you have what you haven't had in so many years for a little wrinkle of time in the 2010s, 11, 12, 13. We had that core, right? You had Evan,
core.
You had BJ,
Price,
Shields, Matty Moore. These guys were there. They were around the town. You could, promote them. You could market them.
Yeah.
You haven't
Orestes doing the broadcast. There's a lot of magic, baby.
No, listen.
Let's bring the magic back.
And Joe Madden was there and bring that magic back. And and Cash doesn't need to go anywhere. He's a phenomenal manager. Just give him more pieces, man. Give Cash and Eric Neander more pieces. You're going to see how they go.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited about this. I don't know how any Rays fan could not be. You can be as nostalgic as you want about the Sternberg years. Great, fine. We're finally going to do this the right way.
Yeah.
We're going to do this the right way with a state-of-the-art stadium in the right location with an ownership group that we can support that's going to spend money, just like the Lightning did, just like the Buccaneers did.
And win
a championship. Yes. It's been done before. The template is there. It's not hard to do. All right. Orestes and I are going to be doing a Big O show right after this. We're not going to do it live because I'm not capable of producing such. But Matthew Boyer is going to join us, and we'll have that dropping later on. So that'll do it for this particular show, the JP Peterson Show. Timmy, thank you, my friend, for doing a great job. I apologize to all you guys who've had comments in here. There's hundreds of them. And we've been so busy with guests, we haven't been able to get to you guys, but I love you. I will try to answer as many as we can post-show. Thank you very much for jumping in here. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks to all of our sponsors. We will see you tomorrow. Rob Higgins will be joining us. Ken Hagan will be joining us. And Eric Erlinson will be joining us. Another huge show tomorrow right here on the JP Peterson Show. We'll see you then.
Thank you.